Hello everybody, my name is Periwinkle and today I have an awesome video for you guys. Basically, if you don't know, I'm a reality TV fanatic. I love reality TV. Not really the Keeping Up with the Kardashians and such like that, more like Survivor, Amazing Race, and Big Brother, and it's really fascinating to me and I love watching it. And honestly, over my years of watching it, I've sort of developed strategies if I ever went on these shows that I watch, and honestly I kind of wanted to share them with you. So I have 3 strategies for 3 shows: The Amazing Race, Big Brother, and Survivor. The 3 I am currently watching that's considered reality TV. Also The Amazing Race, it's kind of not really too social, but there is still some aspects in there, so I still am going to keep it in here and tell you just a little bit of strategy about it. So I'm going to start with the biggest one, which is Survivor. Survivor, it's known for its gameplay and basically being mentally tough more than physically tough most of the time, and being able to work yourself in and out of social situations. And honestly, it's just really fun to watch, and watching people who don't have a lot of physical attributes rise to the top because they're so smart socially is honestly one of my favorite things to watch. So with that being said, I would honestly probably go a little under the radar, especially if it was a season like the one now, which is Ghost Island, which it's probably not going to be on while you guys see this, but Ghost Island is basically the strategy of the other team is to send a weak link to Ghost Island, so all the really tough people have to battle it out. And honestly, I'd want to seem like a weak link at first, but not too weak of a link to where I can easily be disposed, because I know at the beginning a lot of tribes like to get rid of weaker players, but kind of like in the middle. Like, I can be disposed, but I really shouldn't be. And then basically in the middle is where I'd stand, and social game is basically being friendly with everyone, but not seeming to like hang around a certain group. Basically building strong bonds with everyone, but not staying clearly with someone. That sounds really confusing, but basically no one knows you're best friends with everyone. If I would make it to the merge, that is when I'd really start laying low for just a little bit, just to start, until the endurance and mental challenges come up, because that's usually farther out in the game, because the first merge challenges start with strength, and then as they go down they go to endurance and mental capacity. So I'd start with basically laying low during the strength challenges, not making myself a threat, and then as the endurance and mental challenges come out, I would definitely start rising to the top and getting immunity, especially if I was seen as a threat. I'd also look for idols in the middle of the night, because there is actually a bit of light that comes with the camera, because the cameraman has to follow you wherever you go. That's a rule in Survivor. And I would honestly look in the middle of the night, and I hope I would be quiet enough to find an idol, and I don't think I would use it on, I just don't want to, I want to take one home just as a souvenir, but I would use it if, I wouldn't hesitate to use it. So what if it gets flushed, as long as I'm safe? That's my philosophy. You can flush an idol out of me, but as long as I'm safe, that's okay. And I would never play an idol for someone else. I would never sacrifice my game for anyone like that. And if I would have a secret advantage or an idol, I would not tell a soul, because that's just digging your own grave and making you a threat, and you don't need to do that. You need to be quiet about stuff like that. The next strategy is The Amazing Race, and there's not much to say about this one because mostly it is just competing and the best man wins kind of thing. But I know a lot of people would play trickery and lie to people in The Amazing Race, like Jessica did last season. Don't even get me started on that. But during The Amazing Race, like I said, I feel like it's a best man wins kind of thing. So I would definitely play a fair game during The Amazing Race. I would not try to trick anyone. I would basically just play best man wins, because that's just not a game where social aspect really means anything unless you're asking for directions from a stranger. But one of the big things I do before I get on The Amazing Race is I try to get like a Duolingo and try to learn as many languages as possible, and basically play a very fair game. The last one is honestly, so this is a show I recently got into, and that's Big Brother. Big Brother is this is basically the extreme social game. It's one big social experiment. So the first week coming in, is when everyone's getting to know each other. I would definitely not want to be a big personality because that's who they usually go for first. So I would probably be a sweet, like portray, since I'm from West Virginia, a sweet little country girl that wouldn't harm a fly. And if I did have an expensive, like a really good job, I would lie about that. I'd probably say I'm a cattle rancher or something a little more believable. Or like a pharmacist or something like that. So they wouldn't know if I did have a job that required a little more brains, that they should kick me off. And also during the first challenge, I wouldn't be the first one off, but I also wouldn't be the last. I'd fall somewhere in the middle. I definitely wouldn't want to win, just because that would put a huge target on your back. And also, I would want to make a really big connection with the audience, just because I know the audience can sometimes give some perks, depending on the season. So I try during the diary entries just to be a little more personable with the audience and make a few more jokes, and like how Meta did this season, be a bit cuter and like a bit more quirky. And when it comes to people, I would definitely lay under the radar, you know, just be kind to everyone and such like that, but not portray myself as a threat until I need to. When I need to win an HOH, I definitely would. When I need to win a veto, I definitely would. But until that time comes, I'm going to lay low. Basically laying low, because they like to get rid of threats. But I wouldn't be annoying. I'd just basically be a sweet old little country girl who just makes a few little jokes. I wouldn't do that accent, but I was actually thinking, like, I had a dream where I was on Big Brother and I used a fake country accent and got exposed. But I would play up the little countryside, don't know how to socialize kind of thing. And eventually when you get to the end, someone's going to think, I can take her to the end because she hasn't made any moves. But in the background, I want to be engineering most of these moves. I want to be saying, maybe we should get this person out instead if they are a bigger threat or a more social threat. Because that's who I target in Big Brother, is social threats, not really physical threats. So instead of someone going after a physical threat, I'd say, hey, maybe we should get them, and I'd be the backbone behind a lot of moves, but people wouldn't know that because it's so sly, and then they take me to the end, and I'd say, listen, I haven't hurt anyone, and listen, I was the backbone to so many moves. And honestly, that's also what I do in Survivor, is be a backbone to moves, but make it so sly people wouldn't know. Anyway guys, those were all my reality TV show strategies. I hope you all enjoyed, because I sure enjoyed making this video and ranting about it to you. And if you did, leave a like down below and subscribe. I make videos every 5 days, except for on holidays. I do a special extra video. Anyway guys, hope you all enjoy, and yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye!